matchs à la télévision. Une idole de jeunesse, Marc Griffin. Il est animateur à TSN à la radio. Il a commencé le mouvement Expo Nation. Nous voulons le retour des Expos. Il est notre leader, Matthew Ross. He was the National League best pitcher in the 80s and late 70s. He was the Montreal Expo ace. He's the reason why I personally like pitching. Number 45, Steve Rogers. Everybody knows Vidro. He was all-star second baseman for the Expos, and we had a great 2003 run for the wild card race. Number 3, all-star second baseman, Vidro. Maintenant, je vais laisser la parole aux professionnels des interviews, Marc Griffin et Matthew Ross. Guys, c'est le segment Parlons Baseball.
Alors bonjour tout le monde, ça va bien? Pensez-vous qu'il allait y avoir autant de monde ici? OK. Vous êtes tous là, oui? All right. Alors on va poser des questions. Il y a aussi un micro pour les gens, n'est-ce pas? Exactement. Alors, on va commencer, on va faire des entrevues avec Steve et José. Si vous avez des questions, on a un micro ici, donc levez votre main, ça nous fera plaisir de répondre à vos questions et je traduirai si nécessaire. Matthew?
First of all, how about a hand for Marc Griffin for the opening ceremonies all weekend? Well, Steve's been here the last few years, so let's start with Jose Vidro. Jose has not been back here since 2004, the final season of the Montreal Expos, so we're so happy to have you back in town. You're very missed, and of course Jose went on to play for the Nationals. No Nationals fans here? And the Seattle Mariners, Crickets, okay. Jose, how much were you looking forward to this trip, and what was the feeling when you got off the plane here in Montreal?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for the warm welcome. It really feels like home, and I'm really happy to be back. I mean, my wife and I were planning this trip for a really long time, but my son was playing, so I kind of, what I want to do after I always told my wife, when I retire, I want to follow my son everywhere, so it was kind of hard for me to get up, set up a trip over here. But once I got the call this year, I said, this is my opportunity, man. I gotta go back home. And it does feel great. Coming down, I kind of opened the window on the airplane and got to go over the Olympic Stadium. It was so, brought back too many memories, and it just overwhelming. Really, I'm really happy to be here, and it's a pleasure to feel like I'm loved here, because really what you guys have shown me the last 2 days that I've been here, just love for me and my family, so that's great. And to be honest with you, every day I put on Expos uniform when I was here, there's no doubt I gave my best, and now I can realize that because the way you guys have shown the appreciation to me. So from the bottom of my heart, Montreal will always be my home. So I'm glad to be here, and always yours. Thank you.
Je vais demander à José son plus beau moment dans l'uniforme des Expos. Jose, I'll put you on the spot right away, but your best moment as an Expo. What if you have to point one, which would it be?
Well, you know what? I've been talking about this since I got here, because a lot of people ask me the question. And after the 99 season, which I hate, that was my first full year with the Expos. 98 was no good. No good at all. I've been out of one like 4 times. So that was no good. Anyway, 99, I had my first full year. I went on a hit like 302, something like that, and had a pretty decent year. It wasn't good enough for Jeffrey Loria and David Sanson. So anyway, at the end of the season, I'm back home, you know, on the beach with my wife, my family, very happy to, you know, get back home. And I got this call from my agent to say, hey, Jeffrey Loria had just signed Mickey Morandini to be a second baseman. So everything, like, I just went crazy. And I remember going to spring training, and Felipe called me to the office. And this is how it went. So he said, listen, Loria brought Morandini here, and he's going to be the second baseman. And I remember telling Felipe, good luck with that, because he ain't taking my job. I'm the second baseman here. And you know what? Looking back at everything, it just brought my game to the next level. And to me, kind of make me mature at that moment. I went to that office with Felipe, and you know, somebody else could have told him, okay, Felipe, then try me somewhere else. I just want to play, no. But I told him, no, that second baseman is mine. And that was one of the best moments away from the game for me, because it probably made me mature as a human being and as a baseball player in this business. And also I got a lot of, you know, good memories here. Most of them were really good, great days. Obviously the All-Star game, that's something that you dream of as a kid, and when it comes through for you, it's just it makes you realize what you're doing is special. And a great moment for me, and this is personal. I got to went home in Puerto Rico and played baseball with the Expos, played big league in Puerto Rico with the Expos. That was something that I enjoyed personally, because most of my friends and family that couldn't make it to Montreal to see me play got the chance to see me play. But most of it was great memories here in Montreal for me. And just really blessed to be part of this organization for part of it.
Let's see, Jose. Steve Rogers. Steve, a long Major League Baseball career, a lot of great memories. Who was the hitter, the first hitter that kind of you looked at in the major leagues, you said, oh boy, this guy, that you were a little nervous to face, you got over that hump, you got him out, and you said, I can do this?
Well, the first hitter that made an impression upon me, just how great he was not a person that I think got over the hump and got out. It was a person that taught me that, you know, seasoned veterans that have Hall of Fame type careers, they don't do it on smoke and mirrors. They don't do it by accident. Willie McCovey was that guy that, Willie McCovey and Billy Williams, I mean, two pretty good left-handed hitters. And they taught me that I had a whole lot left to learn about pitching. And not the least of which was when Willie McCovey took an 0-2 pitch straight back over my head in Jerry Park that hit 3/4 of the way up on the batting line in center field. It was about a 480 or 90 foot shot, and I was so thankful that it wasn't a line drive back at me, because luckily it was over my head. And Billy Williams kind of did the same thing. I got him 0-2. I made his hips move, so I threw a fastball inside, and you could just see him go, click. Okay, Brooke, it's on. And he battled me. I threw 10 pitches to him in that at-bat. The last one was a low-end slider, and he raked it down the line for a double. And I went, okay, well, I guess I probably shouldn't have thrown inside. So those guys of that caliber, and that generation, yeah, they were special, and believe me, they didn't let a rookie buy with anything.
Steve, you played in the National League, so the pitcher comes to the plate. There's this debate about DH. Should we DH in the National League also? What are your thoughts on the DH situation? Should we keep the DH in the American League and have the pitcher still hit in the National League?
Well, Mark, the DH has been a topic of conversation a little bit more intensely over the last year. And the commissioner just recently said, in essence, at the same time their negotiating committee said, right now it's not on the table to do that. Okay, well, why isn't it on the table? I believe that there is no more National League and American League. There are no more baseballs with different stamps. There's no more different umpiring. Everything is the exact same. So all 30 teams play the exact same way, and that's a good thing. But the one thing that differentiates American League and National League is the DH. And I think the National League likes to be the way it used to be, and I think the American League likes to be the new way. And I like to hit. My lifetime 135 batting average speaks for itself. So the only thing I'm proud of is that 2 years I did lead the league in sacrifice bunts. So that's what a pitcher is supposed to do. But yeah, no, my guided stroke was well known, and it was not very much.
Y a-t-il des questions? Any questions? Oui, no? Yes, no?
Question to both of you. Who do you think right now is like the most electrifying player to watch? Who do you think is the player that brings the most out of the fans? The guy you like the most to watch?
To me personally, I think it's either Mike Trout or Bryce Harper. I think those two guys are going to be the face of Major League Baseball for a long time. They just the way they approach the game, you know. Harper is a bit, you know, like a lot of people doesn't, but I like the way he just hustles. It's just one way for him, just so hard. And now that he has made the approach at the home plate, instead of just hitting probably 280, now he's hitting 340, 3 home runs, you know, and Mike Trout, everybody knows what he's doing. So those two guys to me are the face of Major League Baseball, in my personal opinion.
Et s'il y a des questions en français, n'hésitez pas, je vais traduire la question aux joueurs. Alors, s'il y a des gens. Monsieur?
Steve, Jose, first off, welcome to Montreal. My question is, what role would you like to play in the eventual return of the Expos?
Well, right now I don't believe anybody's filled the presidency, so I'll go for that.
Well, you know, I like to be involved in whatever is defense or offense, you know, hitting instructor, defense, whatever it takes. And just as long as I get an apartment downtown and back in Montreal, I don't care. Bad boy or something. Just good play.
Steve, I was just wondering, why did you and Dick Williams not get along? Why did you and Dick Williams not get along? Okay, this is going to take a little while.
I promise it won't take as long as it really needs to explain. But Dick had a way with words when he had taken 1 or 2 drinks. and he decided to impart some wisdom to me in spring training in 78, 79 at the airport. Okay, so I related that story just, ad lib in the locker room about 3 months later, and a reporter who had not been on the beat for a year and a half, medical leave, came walking in, never announced he was back on the beat, never did anything, sat back down, overheard the conversation. So it hit the front pages of the paper the next day, what had happened at the airport, and that started it. So it's not that we were best buddies in that run things. We weren't best buddies before, but it was kind of a shot in the dark when it happened. And Dick and I just didn't see eye to eye on anything.
Hey, for Steve Rogers, first of all, your greatest moment as an Expo, and secondly, the best Expos team of all time, how great was it?